Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got director, writer, actor, filmmaker. That's a lot of hats. Janet-Rose Nguyen. So welcome, Janet.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
I'm so excited to talk with you. And we're discussing, you came on an hour ago, and I had a whole group in here. We had a little, it wasn't your fault, but we had a little schedule mix up, and you were nice enough to come back an hour later. So I'm thrilled to death to have you.
No problem at all. Yeah.
Well, and so let's start this way. Tell me a little bit about what got you into the entertainment business. That's obviously a very difficult industry to go into. What made you want to do that?
I think ever since I was a kid, I just loved movies.
Yeah.
Uh, but I always wanted to be a writer. Like I thought I grew
Yeah.
up reading books nonstop, like, fantasy, science fiction, and then
Same.
yeah, I saw that you're also a fan. Yeah. And then I when I first discovered movies, I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, okay, I want to be an actor because that's what you see, right? When
Yeah.
you're a kid, you see the movies, you don't
That's
know
right.
all the different, yeah, you don't know all the different
Well, that
positions.
makes sense. You start there.
Yeah, you start there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, someone has to write these, and then someone has to shoot them, someone has to design the costumes, design this. So, and it kind of snowballed from there. So I started in acting, and then I went from acting to filmmaking as a
Well,
writer
and
director.
I would assume, not that I could do that, but I would assume that that's not a terrible way to do it, because then you understand, kind of what the actor is going through, and maybe that helps a little bit with making a film.
I think for sure, because being an actor is so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And sometimes, there's a lot of people that can come from filmmaking from a technical perspective and they get the shots right. They really know the visual language, the music, all of that. But then they don't know how to direct an actor or work with them or talk to them.
Right.
So coming from that side of the film industry has made me really versatile with acting and working with them and knowing how to speak with actors. And then it's kind of, diving into the all the other things on the other side of the camera afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. When you make your own stuff, do you put yourself in there? Do you do cameos? Since you obviously know how to act.
I do. I like to put a little cameo in, but
Yeah.
in my first film, when I acted, I directed myself. And ever since then, I was like, I don't want to do this again. It's way too many hats to wear. Your brain has to switch off from
Yes.
performing and being honest, being true. And then your brain has to switch to directing and be like, okay, is the light okay? Wait, is that actor saying a
Right.
line right? Is
Yeah,
this?
I always thought it seemed difficult. I mean, because you'd have to have somebody you could trust to direct while you're acting.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah, it
feel
seemed
that.
complicated, but I think if I could act a little bit, I'd probably put myself in there.
Yeah, I like a little fun cameo, kind of
Yeah,
Tarantino style, but
that's right.
nothing bigger than that because it just it's too much in the brain.
Yeah. 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 I saw you on The Boys.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Comic book guy. So, of course,
Yeah.
that was fun. And, that show very accurate with the comic books.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Although the comics are even more violent, if you can believe it.
The show's pretty violent, so
The show's very
yeah.
violent. Excellent show, but it's very violent.
Yeah.
Well, and you were a technician on Working Moms. I saw that too.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
did. Wow, you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
I've never even seen.
we've had several of that cast has been on the podcast. So that was a show we picked up on not right from the beginning, but maybe second season and caught up and yeah, it was excellent.
It's hilarious,
It's
right?
so funny. It's
Yeah.
so funny. And it's one of those that kind of catches you off guard immediately. Like the first
Mhm.
episode, it
Yes,
grabbed her.
yeah. The first episode still sticks in my mind when with
Yeah,
the breastfeeding situation. That is like,
because you're
and then
not
yeah,
expecting that.
no, not at all. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, this is the kind of show it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
But yeah, I
really,
thought you
yeah.
were great on both of those.
Oh, thank
So
you.
yeah, so obviously you can act a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, but you're concentrating on the filmmaking now, the writing side, and you've got a new short film coming called
Mhm.
"Do You See Her?" Tell me what this one's about.
Yeah, it's about Katie, a woman who's struggling with her mental health, but really she's struggling because anytime she takes off her glasses, she sees this frightening woman in
I
her
love this whole
viewplay.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you're blind as I am. If
Yeah.
like I've got contacts in,
Yes.
if I take these out, I mean I can hold my hand like this, but I can't see anything. It's
Yeah,
just a
what's your
blur.
prescription? Minus, mine was
I'm a
minus.
minus 8.5.
Oh, that's really bad. That
Yeah,
is like you can't see anything.
I can't
Mine
see
was minus
nothing.
5. Yeah.
-5 is pretty bad.
It's very, yeah, it's like your phone's here and you'll be like, okay. Yeah.
Like if I just want to see my own face without my contacts in, I'm right up against the mirror
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can only see about that
Yes.
far.
Yes. And then you're only looking at like your pores because that's
Right.
about all you can see. Yeah.
But so I love the idea. So I read that. So it's if if she's wearing her glasses, can't see anything.
Yeah. It's
Takes the
just all,
glasses off, and then that where it's for us mostly just colors and shapes.
yeah.
They all kind of meld together, but that's when she sees the scary stuff.
Yes, exactly. And that's when we're most vulnerable, right? I mean, since you know, have you ever misplaced your glasses, then taken out your contacts, and then you're like,
Yeah,
where is everything? Where
yeah,
is
it's
everything?
everything's gone
Yeah. Yeah.
at that point. I only put my glasses on when I take my contacts out,
Mhm.
some at night, something like
Yes.
that. But if for whatever reason, if I set them down other than right directly beside me, they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And then I always have to call like my partner and be like, did you know where my glasses are? I can't
Yeah,
see. I can't see. And sometimes he'll be like, they're right. Like it's right there. That's how bad it is. Yeah.
I know. I know.
Hmm.
When did you get glasses? Were you probably middle school, something like that?
I was 11.
Yeah, that's
No,
around
yeah,
when I got them.
yeah, 11 years old. I remember
Yeah,
being
yeah.
in the sixth grade. Yeah. Hmm.
I remember I got glasses in sixth grade
Yeah.
and contacts in eighth grade. And when I got the contacts, they said, this is as strong a lens as we make. So if your eyes
Oh,
get any worse, you're going to have to go back to glasses. And I was like, well, okay. Well, next year, of course, my eyes got worse. And he said, it's okay because they've made a stronger lens. He said, but if you get any worse, no more contacts. And that went on for several years. And finally, they started making them strong enough that I didn't have to worry about getting rid of them anyway.
yeah. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's so funny though. Every year was like, will I get
Yeah, I'm
different?
like, am I going to have, and back then it was like Coke bottle
Oh,
glasses because
yeah.
they didn't have the thinner lenses back,
Hmm.
40 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, I can't imagine.
They didn't even shave them down on the sides. It was just this
Yeah,
big
yeah.
piece of glass.
Yeah, and it's just like, here you go. Your eyes are huge.
Well, and I'd break them. I
Hmm.
played sports, and I go through half a dozen pairs a year usually.
Oh, wow.
Just wearing them out. So contacts were from my parents' side. They were like, yeah, let's try contacts.
Yeah, yeah. Life changer for sure.
Well, so I'm assuming because you struggle with your sight too, is that where the idea came from, or did something kind of spark it?
Yes. So actually since then I've gotten my I've actually had laser or vision correction.
Oh, very good.
So
My wife had that a couple years ago.
yeah, but I didn't get laser. I got a lens implant, which is different. So
Ooh, yeah. Explain
yeah.
that. Why did you choose that, or was that you had to?
Well, they just said for higher prescriptions it's better and more stable, and then also because it's called an ICL, so an intracolumnar lens, and they
Yeah,
cut a little hole in your cornea and then put a lens in that lays right between the lens and the cornea of your natural eye,
that's so
and it
weird.
floats there. Yeah, so I got that because the optometrist recommended it because my cornea was too thin, so I'd have to get this other laser where they instead of cutting the flap, they shave a layer off of your
Right.
cornea and then you have to
That sounds
heal.
terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's just also like it changes your cornea shape. So they recommended this. So now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just have a little lens floating in there. I'm
Well,
excited.
yeah, but you probably can't tell anything, right?
No, no, not anymore. Like when I first got it, it was very lots of shapes and every like lights and halos, but now it's completely fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that it's kind of amazing
Hmm.
what they're able to do. I mean,
I know.
that's because it sounds terrible.
Well, I was terrified getting it. And when I was laying on the operating table, I was like, this is also a horror film here because you can't see anything,
Oh yeah,
right?
but you're awake though, right?
Yes, yeah. And
Ah.
you're completely awake.
Hence why I still have, this horrible vision. 'Cause I'm a big
Yeah, yeah,
chicken. Yeah, my wife had that LASIX and it gave her trouble for a month or so. But
yeah,
since then, it's been great.
yeah. The
She
light
just
is
wakes
great.
up and she's ready to go.
That's like the biggest change, just waking up and being able to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I wake up and it's just a blur till I
Yes,
throw the
yeah, yeah. I
glasses on.
remember this. Yeah. Yeah. But
My
then, yeah.
doctor, when I first got glasses, he asked my dad. He said, "Does he play sports?" And he's like, "Yeah, he plays baseball." And he's like, "Are you trying to get him killed?" I didn't know how bad I was seeing. I just thought I was really bad at baseball.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You like couldn't. Yeah. Oh, I can't. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and of course they weren't nearly as bad as they are now. Although it kind of stabilized. About the time I got out of high school, they've stayed at this prescription, for
Hmm.
30 years or so.
Okay,
So
that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, well, that's good because I was like, are they just going to keep getting worse?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they do. Yeah.
Like I didn't like that. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's such a unique idea. Is your plan to hopefully take that and make it into a feature?
I would love to. I've come up with some ideas playing with it because I think also it's interesting that, we watch so much film and television and eyesight isn't really addressed. I always say like,
You're right.
having this experience, it's like in a zombie apocalypse, what about like we're gonna have to be raiding optometrist shops, you know?
I think about this stuff once in
Yeah,
a while.
yeah,
Like yeah, like if what if you're on a some type of medicine that you have to have?
yeah.
You're gonna where are you going to get that if there's an apocalypse?
Yes, exactly. So I'm playing
That's
with
why
a
I
lot
never
of
throw
different.
glasses out
Yeah, now you just have them. You have them in your doomsday bag.
because you never know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I would think we'd be at a big disadvantage.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's just such a fun way to play with the camera too, is using the POV when you don't have vision. And we had some other
Oh, I
shots.
like that. Do you do that in the short?
Yes. Yeah. Like she'll
I
take her
like that.
glasses
Yeah,
off
because
and
people that don't, people that see okay, they have no idea what it's like.
they have no idea. Yeah. They have no idea. So we had a lot of fun playing with the vision. And I think as I'm developing something for a feature, it'll be so much playing with that. But I need to figure out how I'm going to take it further.
Where did you get your actors for the film?
My actors, they are all of my friends. So,
That's usually how it works when you're
yes,
doing the short film type stuff because your entertainment people buddies,
yes.
they're in the same boat. They're trying to find things to do and to fill the time and you want to help out friends and stuff. So I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, and well, I'm lucky because I was in the acting world or in the acting world. I have so many friends that are so talented.
Yeah.
So when I'm writing things, I can immediately be like, "Oh, I know who can do this and who can pull it off or who will suit it." And I always had Ivy in mind for the lead. And then Zara and I did the Canadian Film Center together, or
Yeah.
Ivy did the year after me. So we were in the Actors Conservatory, and that's how I met them. And then Kimberly Ann, who plays Mia, we met online, became Instagram friends, and then I just asked her if she wanted to be in a short. And then we kind of, yeah, put it all together. And they're just so immensely talented. So I'm very lucky that I can cast easily with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do your effects?
I'm also very lucky because I was on Facebook on a film group and I found Jay Bazowska,
Yeah.
and they were a recent grad, and they just were looking for, building their portfolio, looking for special effects work. And then it ends up that they're absolutely amazing. So they sat Zara down back here for 4 hours and
Yeah.
just put the
Wow.
prosthetics on and painted. And then ever since then, Jay has worked on all of my projects, and they've made me like a full-on human leg for one, like a loose one that is really creepy. It looks so realistic. Yeah, yeah. And vampire fangs. They also did like a blood pack for me. So
Oh,
yeah, just
wow.
yeah, and I'm obsessed with practical effects now because of Jay. Because I'm like, wow, you really can do
It's
anything.
amazing what the
Mhm.
really talented ones can do.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Like
yeah. So
so,
do
so,
we, do
so
we
fun.
have a vampire in this film?
No, these are all my other shorts.
Oh, okay, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
But the
I was
TV
like, hey,
show,
this is getting really interesting.
I know, yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, maybe that'll be the feature. A blind vampire.
Well, I could see this being a movie or a TV show.
Hmm.
Like it'd be a fun TV show.
Yeah. Ooh,
Scary, but it'd be
yeah.
fun.
I would like that. Yeah.
That's my trick when I'm watching, because I'm a chicken. So when I'm watching something really scary, that's usually what I do. I just take my glasses off.
Yeah. I know, and then it's really scary if you still get scared from the sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
I do.
You do, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so
So,
good.
so this is premiering at the Blood in the Snow Film Festival.
Hmm.
Tell me about that a little bit. Where does that take place? And is it
Yes.
is it just horror based?
Yeah, Blood in the Snow is a genre-based film festival,
Yeah,
and it's one of the biggest based in Toronto,
yeah,
and it starts November 17th, and our film opens the Dark Visions program, which is all the scariest Canadian horror films, and it's a Canadian film festival that really amplifies Canadian talent and horror.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
and
pretty
genre.
big. Like it's fairly well known.
Yeah, so
Like
I'm
because we know
really
about it here in the States. I've had other guests that have been on that have had films at the festival, over the last few years. Yeah, it's pretty legit. So I
yeah.
mean, is it similar to some of them like Sundance, where you go and show your film and you might get some inquiries on making that into a feature?
Yeah, well, they do have a lot of labs and industry events there, and
Yeah,
a lot of people from the industry do go. So people could, watch it and then maybe get in touch with me and want to
yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
work with it further. That would be lovely. But I'm just most excited to see it with an audience and to see it with
Oh
my
yeah, you probably
crew.
haven't seen it on a big screen yet.
Not yet, not like this big of a screen. And then I'm really excited about it playing in Toronto because my cast and crew get to come. So seeing it with them in the audience is just going to be, yeah. And
Yeah, that's pretty
and
great.
yeah, the music and sound design are so amazing. So
Who
I'm
did uh, who did your music?
Insia Foda.
Oh, very nice,
Yes,
very
yeah,
nice.
she's a great composer. So, and I think this is her first horror, and I think she did such a great job. But the music like really makes it, amplified it for me.
Are most of your shorts that you've worked on, are they mostly in that genre, or do you bounce around a little bit?
I have bounced around as I've learned the craft. Because I came from acting, kind of started off with some smaller shorts where I was experimenting.
Yeah,
And my first two were kind of psychological thrillers. And then my
yeah.
third one was an ensemble comedy about a condo board meeting. Yeah, of people
Yeah, I can see
fighting.
where that would be funny.
Yeah, yeah, people fighting over, tiling and motions and contracts. So I bounced around a bit, and then the next ones I've done. So Do You See Her was my first straight up horror film,
Yeah.
and then I have a vampire comedy short in post production, and then
Mm.
my feature I just wrapped is like a horror psychological thriller with some sci-fi elements.
Oh, what's
So
the name of that one?
Welcome to Kurosawa House.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got the mom from Kim's
Yeah,
Convenience,
Jean
right?
Yoon, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She's fantastic.
She's fantastic. And when you see her in this role, you'll be like, oh my goodness, you'll see her in a completely different light because she's the opposite of Amma.
Oh, that's exciting. That's
Yes.
exciting. Yeah, Kim's Convenience. What a show.
I know. Yeah, it was such a good show.
I was so disappointed when it ended.
I know.
I
I
was like,
love
it
that you've
seems
seen,
like they could keep
yeah,
going.
I know. I love that you've seen all this Canadian content,
Well,
Canadian films.
there's so much good stuff coming out of Canada, and for years we couldn't get it, here in the
Yeah.
States, and now we're starting because of Kim's Convenience and Schitt's Creek and some of those.
Mhm.
We're getting the shows, and the CW shows a lot of family law and a lot of the Canadian stuff,
Yeah.
and it's good. Like it's really good TV.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm so glad. Yeah. We were pretty talented up here, I think. So,
Well, and we do a lot of the U.S. Shows are filmed like in Vancouver and Toronto. So
yeah, a lot. Yeah.
yeah. It's I started watching Family Law because we've had some of that cast on the podcast, and it's showing scenes of the city and stuff, and I'm like, it looks like every city in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We're always a stand-in, but
Yeah,
they
I'm
yeah.
excited for that next one. When do you think that one's coming out? Or are you still kind of have you filmed yet?
We filmed, so we're done production
Oh,
and
okay. So yeah, so
yeah,
you're in post now.
we're in post. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my editor's working very hard on it, and we're hoping we'll be done by next year, May, so we can get it for like a spooky season premiere
Yeah.
2026.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You got to come back for that. We got to talk
I
more about
will.
that one.
Yes, yeah. I can't wait to hear what you think of it because
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
I'm
little,
kind of yeah. I read
yeah.
the description. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, and there was some more really good prosthetics in there, so you'll see.
Did you use your same guy?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Definitely.
No, that's great, and I love the whole film festival side of it because it really I've been to a few of those and I wasn't really pitching anything. I just got to
Mhm.
kind of go and observe. Um, but if you've never been to one, you've got the festival, and that's great, and you do all the festival stuff. But then after you have all those networking type of functions and things that you can do, that if you were in the industry, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, film festivals can be, first off, they're so fun because you're
Yeah.
just running around
Oh,
watching
they're fun.
movies. Yeah, and you're getting inspired. But then they're also really tiring because you're literally meeting 50 people an hour and,
Yeah.
t chatting, pitching, talking, and networking. But yeah, the thing I love is that this is a genre festival, so everyone's kind of we're all a little bit more weird because we like the
That's
weird
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, are you planning to put it in other festivals? Where does it go from here? Because obviously, a lot of us are going to want to see this, and we're
Yeah.
not going to be in Toronto.
I know, yeah. We'll see if it gets into some more festivals, and then if not, I have like about 5 or 10 more I'm waiting to hear back from. And then if, once we get all our submissions and everything
Yeah,
cleared, I'll post it online if
yeah,
any.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. How long is it?
it's about 7 minutes with
Oh,
credits.
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty. That's yeah, you could easily do that online.
yeah,
I
super
think
easy to
that's what's the neat about making a short, and people will hear they'll be like, oh, 7 minutes. That how hard could that be? A lot
Yeah,
harder than you think.
yeah,
My son did. He went to film school, and he had they have you make shorts and stuff while you're in school. So I got to watch him do some of that, and it's complicated. There's a
it
lot that
is.
goes into that.
Yeah, yeah. It's not just a camera and actors, it's a whole production that goes into it with
Well, and
lighting.
there's a reason um, everyone kind of starts there because
Hmm.
you're basically doing everything that you have to do to make a full length feature just in a smaller form.
Yes.
So if you can do it there, in theory, you should be able to scale that up to a full feature.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how it felt doing my first feature. And our Welcome to Curacao House is a found footage, so it
Oh,
was
I
easier to
love
do.
those.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
easier
they're
to do
so
a one
scary.
style. They are scary, right? And they're very intimate. So we were able to do a lot more shots because it was, the cameras in
Yeah.
the story and everything. But yeah, it's like doing a short film times so it's what, 5 minute short film times 12 of that, like each
Yeah.
day, you're doing that much that often, and it's just scaling it up, but
Yeah, you're just
it takes a
scaling
lot
it.
longer.
Yeah, oh yeah, and a lot more complicated. But if you can do the smaller form, you should be able to scale it up. Doesn't mean you'll
Yeah.
be able to.
Yeah, yeah. In an ideal world, yeah. But it always, something always goes wrong, but that's just part of the process.
Do you do you work on scripts that you'd use for television, or do you stay with film?
I have written a lot of features, so my whole
Yeah,
thing is writing short films and feature films, and I
yeah,
have written some television that I'm pitching. But
yeah,
I'm definitely more of a movie like film gal.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love going to the theater. I love watching like a encompassed experience in 90 minutes to 2 hours.
You know
Mhm.
what I've found is, and there's some great TV out there. I mean, really
Oh
good
yeah.
TV. But I am more likely to try to multitask while I'm watching something. But if
Yeah.
I go to a theater, I'm just watching.
Yes.
I don't have
Yeah.
my phone out. I'm just watching, and that's something that I think that's one of the reasons I love the theater, because I can actually just devote my time to that. Where if I'm at home sitting on the couch, it always feels like there's other things I should be doing.
Always, always. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like working from home. You're like, well, I could be doing work or I could go do the laundry.
You
Yeah.
know, my wife and I both work from home,
Hmm.
and she'll get up about 6 o'clock in the morning, and by 7:30, 8 o'clock, she's in her office, and I won't see her till 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I mean, she works from
Oh,
home.
wow.
I'm not that way. I
Yeah.
get distracted so easy. You know,
Same.
there's always, I'm like walking by and I'm like, I'll unload the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I'll just run a load of laundry. Well, then, next thing I know, it's noon
Yeah.
and I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
The house looks good though.
Yeah. 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 I'm more of that type of working from home
Yeah.
too. I'm always like, oh, well, somehow I haven't done my whole to-do list today because I did all these other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not, so we started the podcast at home and
Mm.
I was struggling with it because I just kept getting distracted. So eventually we were able to get a studio, and it's only like it's a 2 minute drive from my house, but that 2 minutes, it's like I'm going to work.
It makes a difference.
It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does.
It's ridiculous that I have to trick myself into working.
No, that's just that, like human brains, we have to do that. Sometimes I'll do a walk in the morning because it's like the commute. It
Yep.
was kind of a trick during COVID where I'm like, okay, let me just walk around the block and come
Oh,
back.
that's smart.
Yeah, and then it's like oh, I've commuted to work now, and now
Yeah.
I'm
Or,
more.
I'm coming back from lunch or something.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But I always get distracted, so what am I saying?
Yeah. Well, it's so easy to do because if you're at home, there's always stuff to do.
Yes, always.
I'm not too bad. Like, I don't get distracted like, I don't get stuck watching TV or anything. I'm able to avoid that. It's usually
Yeah,
housework.
yeah. It's always housework, I
I'm
find.
just, because I'll be sitting there working while I'm looking at something that needs picked up,
Yeah,
and I can't ignore it.
yeah. I'm like, I can't. Yeah.
Well, so if one of your friends, let's say, they came and they're like, I've got this idea, I want you to be in it, would you act in it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I would still. I mean, I still love
I
acting.
mean, yeah, why not? Assuming you had the time to do it.
Yeah, if I had the time and if it aligned with me and, was a fun little project.
Yeah.
But I think my heart is really in writing and directing right now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Are you only directing your own stuff, or do you direct for other people at times?
Right now I'm only directing my stuff that I've written. I
Yeah.
would love to direct for other people. So,
I figure
I
that'll be coming once they see
yeah.
that you're able to do it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly, exactly.
they
I'm
always
kind of
need good directors.
yeah, right. Let's hope so. Yeah.
I always laugh because a lot of the actors that I grew up watching, through the 80s and the 90s, those are our directors now. Those are
Yeah.
the ones that are actually directing everything. I was like, well, they were fantastic as an actor, so they're probably just as good as a director. Some of them are better.
Yeah. 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 I think there's a very close relationship between directors and actors. And I think a lot of actors do want to direct because I think when we're acting, we see what we envision when we're reading in
Yeah.
our heads, and then for me, when I put two and two together, I was like, wait, I have a vision. Like, why don't I just do the vision. I should
Yeah,
direct it.
just do
Yeah.
my vision.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, like, okay, well, but I don't want to be in it anymore because that's just too much.
Yeah.
That's just too much me.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. How does your writing process work? Do you just say, okay, from 8 to 9, I'm writing and just sit down and start writing, or do you have to be inspired? Where does all that come from?
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I definitely have to just sit down and do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll put a timer and I'll do like Pomodoro runs where you need to do 25 minutes straight. You take a 5-minute break and then you do
Right.
25 minutes. And I can't just be inspired because if you write only when you're inspired, you're never really going to write as much
Well,
as you
yeah, that was
should.
kind of my thought. I was like, yeah, you
Yeah.
might do good right there in the moment, but then
Yeah.
what gets you back?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Writing is what I've learned so much is that writing and completing anything is so much discipline.
Yeah.
So I just had to discipline myself to sit down and have writing blocks. And then I give myself deadlines or, use other
Yeah.
deadlines. Yeah. But often it starts with an idea that I'll kind of flesh out and just write out and make up. And then I'll look up pictures and get inspired. And then eventually I'll sit down and start writing it. And then my process is kind of funny because I'll kind of spit it out and do a vomit draft is what they call it. Like
Right.
when you're yeah, you're just like and it's horrible. And sometimes you put like insert action here or insert funny comment
Yep.
here because you're just like I can't come up with that right now, but because everything you go back and then you just rewrite and rewrite anyways.
Well,
So,
yeah, you're going to rewrite it a
hmm
zillion times probably
yes.
before it's
Yeah,
down to
exactly.
the. Yeah, I think I would write that way. Put it all in there
Yeah.
and then kind of pare it down.
As much as I can, at least. Usually
Yeah.
I'll get 2/3 of the way and then I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to go back and flesh it all out
Yeah.
and fix it.
I mean, do you ever sit down and just, you got nothing?
No.
Yeah, because you're probably planning most of it out before you sat down.
Yeah, and I have a really, really wild imagination. Like there's ideas in there that I can just sit down and I'll just write something. Yeah, it's just always there's
Oh,
something always going on.
that's a skill.
Yeah, I
Because,
guess so.
a lot of people, I always thought I had a pretty good imagination, but I was pretty good at imagining what other people were creating. Like
Hmm.
I was a reader, so I do a lot of that, but I was never really a writer where I was creating the stuff.
Hmm.
That's just not how my mind really works. But now my son, he writes, and he had that difficulty. He was constantly writing but never finishing.
Hmm.
He'd be so excited about something, and at some point he'd get excited about something else, and
Yeah.
he just wasn't disciplined. And that was a difficult lesson for him, was to figure out what he needed to do to be disciplined enough to finish what he's working on before he moves to the next one, or he's moving to the next one, but he goes back at some point.
Yes.
So, he had to, because he kind of freewheeled it, just whenever he thought of something, he'd sit down and write, and he had to get more structured with it in order to actually get stuff completed.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's all about building that structure for yourself and getting it there. Yeah. But I'm also the same at the beginning. It was like, let me write different things and
Yeah.
never finish. And then now I'm at a point where I'm like, let me finish this.
Yeah.
But it still takes a long time and it's still a process, but
Well, yeah, of
yeah.
course. But
Mhm.
at least you're not bouncing around, because if you do that, you may never finish one.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And it feels really good to finish something.
I'm
I think
betting that the first time you finish something, it inspires you to finish the next one.
yes. Yeah. I think the best feeling is when you have a new idea and you start it.
Yeah.
The worst feeling is when you're in the middle of it and you're like, I can't do this anymore. And then the best is when you write the end and you're like, oh my gosh, I just wrote 90 pages of a screenplay. I can't
Yeah.
believe I did that.
Well,
Yay.
yeah, even if it's like, to me, if I finished it, even if it wasn't finished, it still needed edited and
Yeah.
run through several times, it would still feel good, because the story's done. You just got to
Yes.
pare it down.
Yeah, because at least you have something now that you
Right.
can change and edit, and it's no longer just an idea. It's actually on your
Yeah, it's a
computer or
story.
phone. Yeah.
Whether or not it's good yet is
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
debatable, but it's a story at
No, yeah, yeah.
least.
No one's saying anything about good.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm just saying
But
you finished the
any
story.
any desire to write a book?
I actually have written a book when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wrote a book. This is so funny because, like I said, I loved reading and I just loved fantasy and all
Yeah.
of that. And when I was like
What's
28.
your fantasy series? Like what's
Yeah.
your favorite all time?
Ooh. Oh, that's so hard.
It is hard.
What have I read that? Oh, you know what? Garth Nix. Have you read Garth Nix' Sabriel?
I
Like,
have. Yep.
yeah, that's I like the
That's
Old Kingdom trilogy. That
yeah. That's
that just
pretty
is like,
fantastic.
yeah, it has a really special place in my heart because I read that a few times growing up. So,
Yeah. That's usually what it is. It's whatever caught you growing up.
yes.
That usually ends up being your favorite.
Yeah, like
You
I
know, even
love,
if it's not necessarily the absolute best out there, it just
yes.
has that meaning.
Yes. Well, and then sometimes you go back as an adult and read it and you're like, "Ooh, that was bad."
That's right. Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it all has a place. It all has a place.
It's a
But
little disappointing when you go
mm,
back and read it and you're like, oh,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. This does not hold up to the test
did
of
not
time,
hold
but
up.
that's okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
No,
but
I love that. And I love that that you write
mhm,
because that's a discipline that everybody wants to write. Most people just don't. It's not that they can't; they just don't.
mhm.
You know, because
Yeah.
it's such a time consuming activity.
Yeah, and I feel like people get in their heads about it when I think everyone can be a writer, they just have to do it. But
Yeah,
people will write and then they'll get in their heads and they won't allow themselves to write. Their inner critic will stop them before they
yeah,
continue. So I think it's so important to kind of have that outlet and just be and write for the sake of writing because I truly believe writing is healing as
agree.
well. Yeah, so even just journaling
Yeah,
and
it can
even
be cathartic
it
getting it
is,
out.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Well, so what after this film festival, is it just do you just go back and start working on the feature or is there other things that you're involved with?
So after this film festival, I'll do the run. I'll watch all the films that are at the theater and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And then I have a plan to shoot a little short film with my friend in December. So I just want to do another like home invasion. She's pregnant, so I want to do a horror film with her
So you're trying to do it while she's pregnant.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, I want just something about the pregnancy belly I really want to do. And then I always have wanted to make a Christmas horror film. So my brain is combining those. So we're planning on
Well,
doing
I've
that.
noticed you like that you find the horror in when we're vulnerable.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like if you don't have your glasses on, you can't see. You're obviously vulnerable. If you're pregnant, you're a little vulnerable at that time.
yes, yeah.
And those are scary times.
They are scary times. You're right. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. That's a that's an insight into my own thoughts and
Yeah,
my own
yeah. Well,
brain.
yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of stood out because yeah, I think that's just listening to you. That's kind of where you find some of that horror, and that is a pretty scary space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Is your short? Is it bloody? Is it gory?
Do you
The
see
do
her?
you see her?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a little gory. Yeah, but it's not
Okay.
full on gore. It's just a little gory. Yeah, it's more of a
Like
psychological tension.
yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah.
do the tension.
Yeah.
Gore and the glasses coming off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Janet, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time. This has been terrific.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the short. I'm hoping to see it as a feature,
Yes.
but if not, at least the short because I
Yes.
think it sounds terrific. And I've had those fears,
Yeah.
walking around the house without my glasses, especially when I was younger and stuff. It's spooky,
It's spooky.
and
Yeah.
you jump at shadows.
Yeah. And
You're
then you're
always kind
bumping
of
into
turning
things.
around, and
Yeah.
and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
So I read that and I was like, yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You understood. You understood. It's because, I've stared at like a pile of clothes on the couch before and been like, oh my God,
Oh
what's
yeah.
that? Yeah. Like,
I
who is
saw a
that?
thing where they somebody has invented a robot butler type of thing that will do some chores around the house. They're pretty basic chores, but I don't think I could have this thing just rolling around the house,
Yeah,
at night and stuff. That would scare me to death.
I know. Yeah, especially with your glasses off too. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea for one.
Yeah, you could. You put a
Oh,
robot in
yeah, I
there, that
kind
can
of
be
like that
scary.
idea.
When
Yeah.
back when I first got out of college, I ran some Exxon convenience stores.
Mm-hmm.
And they, at the time, the prequels were coming out for Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So they sent this life-size cutout of Boba Fett. And I had that thing in the store. But then I'd occasionally have to work overnight, like a midnight shift. And it never failed. I go to the bathroom, come out, and you got this guy standing there in armor with a gun. It would scare me every time.
Yes. I get that. I'm always like, I'm very jumpy like that too. Ooh, what was that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm jumpy.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. I can handle those type of scares. I might
Okay.
yell at you in the moment, but then after I'm like, okay, that was pretty good.
Okay. I'll make sure to get you a bunch of jump scares.
like if you want to scare me, that's fine, but stand back a little bit, because my initial reaction is probably going to be some type of kick or a punch or something.
Yeah. Good self-defense moves. Yeah.
So back up a little.
Yeah. I love that.
Well, Janet, thank you so much. I hope you'll
so
come
much.
back, when your next one's ready to come out or getting close. Please come back and let's talk some more.
Yeah, okay, I would love that. We'll definitely
You've got
talk.
my info now, so yeah,
Yes,
we'll stay in touch. But before I let you go, so you've got Do You See Her is going to be at the Blood in the Snow Film Festival. Starts on the 17th, I think. So we got a couple weeks before that one comes out, and then you're working on a short this December.
Yeah.
Anything else that you're working on, we can keep an eye out for.
Oh, Welcome to Curacao House.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we're very excited about that one
for next year. Yeah. And then I have one more short I'm finishing up, which is called Love in a Hopeless Place, and that's the vampire comedy. So,
I'm all in for this vampire comedy.
Yeah, it's a fun one. So
we've had a few. There's been a few that have been kind of funny, but not enough of those. There's a lot of humor I think you could do there.
Yes, I love vampires.
Well, so is your vampire falling in love?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's looking for love, but
she's looking for love.
Yeah, dating's really hard. And she goes on the app, so it's a little, commentary about modern dating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, which is to me, I'm a little older. Modern dating is a little scary.
Yeah. That's a horror story too.
It is a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's just that online stuff is that's an adjustment.
Yes.
It was hard enough growing up, and you have to call a girl's house and you got to get through her parents before you can even talk to her to ask her out. And it was rough, but you kind of felt like if you actually got a yes, that you earned that yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got through the gatekeepers.
Yeah. There was some work put in.
You put some effort into it.
Yeah, instead of just swiping and getting like a buffet.
It's almost too easy now.
Yeah.
Which to me makes it scary, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there is a lot of horror in that.
Yeah, a little. Or at least potential for that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So last thing before I let you go, if we want to know more about Do You See Her, where can we go? Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Janet-Rose.Nguyen. That's Nguyen. It's a Vietnamese last name. Very popular, but
it is. You see that especially with Vietnamese actors, a lot of those.
Yeah. It's basically our version of Smith. So a lot of
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So in Vietnamese, if you have a John Doe, what do you call a John Doe?
I don't know. It would be Win, but it depends. It would be are you like a westernized living in North America?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or are you in Vietnam? I think if it was here, it'd probably be something like Kevin. There's a lot of online jokes about Kevin Nguyen.
Yeah.
Kevin Nguyen. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. If you look up, you'll see Kevin Nguyen is like a character online.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Well, Janet, thank you so much. Open invitation when you're ready. Please reach out. Let's do this again. But this has been terrific. We'll send you a link
to the film too.
Oh, please do.
Yes.
Please do. I would love that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show it. We can get like 20 people in the studio,
Oh,
and I'll
nice.
just bring the family and we'll watch it
Okay.
together. And then I'll take
Yeah,
some
let me
pictures and
know.
send to you.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. And then yeah, I'll send you the link and the sound is really good. So I'll send you the 5.1 link too.
Ooh, that's
Surround
exciting.
sound. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, hold on one second. Janet-Rose Nguyen. How terrific was she? She was absolutely the best. Nice as can be. We had a little time snafu there at the beginning. I had my 4:30 interview came in at 3:30 with Janet, and I was like, oh no. But she was nice enough to move back an hour, so really appreciated that. The short is called "Do You See Her?" Sounds pretty scary. But if you have a chance to go to the Blood and the Snow Film Festival, which starts on the 17th and runs through the 22nd, I think, it's in Toronto. Go see it. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you do go, send me a note. Let me know what you thought. I have no doubt it'll be absolutely terrific. Janet's a pretty good actress. So if she wanted to just be an actress, I think she'd do really well. Very confident that she's even better as a director and a writer. So I'm excited to see some of her work. Looking forward to Welcome to Kurosawa House, I think is how you say that. So yeah, we'll see. That's Janet's someone that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on because I think she's talented enough that we're going to be hearing a lot more from her. Once she starts making feature films, look out. That was terrific. Hope you enjoyed. If you're finding us for the first time, our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. It's free. Really does help us to continue to bring these terrific guests on. Our website's meistercon.com. You can find over 1,000 episodes, audio and video versions. We've been pretty prolific. We'll hit 7 years of this podcast in January. We tend to release about 4 episodes a week. So tons of unbelievable guests. So definitely check that out, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.